Hi, welcome back to Crimson Glass on YouTube. And yes, that is my cat. It's July, which means we're doing the same thing we've been doing in July for the last 5 years. We're writing Mad World. Okay, so it is currently today. I am filming this on July 3rd, which means we are 3 days into Camp NaNoWriMo. Not entirely sure when I'm actually going to publish the video, so we will see. Yeah, we've been writing Mad World for like as long as I can remember at this point. Let me think. I would say I probably started working on it in 2016 for Camp NaNoWriMo. Whatever I wrote that summer, I ended up not doing anything with because I just didn't have a vision for it. And then 2017, I wrote a version of it that I wasn't quite happy with. And then 2018, I wrote book 1. 2019, I wrote book 2. And 2020, I wrote book 3. And despite the fact that last year I said, please kill me if I say there's a book 4, here we are again. And I apologize if we're retreading any things I've talked about in the first 2 videos. If you are watching this as I make them, then like you don't remember what those first 2 videos were. But if you come to this series later and you're like, girl, I just watched some of this. I'm like, I made those in December. I don't remember what happened in December. Do you remember what happened in December of 2020? Me neither. It's July 2021. Like I've lived a lifetime. So it is 3 days into writing. I have finished 1 whole chapter. I'm pretty excited, but we are at around 10,000 words, which is great. So let me talk a little bit about Camp NaNoWriMo if you are unfamiliar with it, because it's not as big as the November event. And let me just talk about like what my plans are for the draft and how it's been going so far. In these vlogs, I do try to stay away from spoilers. If you want spoilers, I have Patreon live streams where I do deep dives. Mad World has like 16 of them. There is a playlist at some point. So, if you're interested, let me know and I'll get you in touch with more information. All right, so let's talk about first, what are my goals? What is Camp NaNoWriMo? It's very, very similar to the November event. So NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, and it's usually in November and you're supposed to write 50,000 words in 30 days, and they picked November because it's the shortest month. November has never worked for me. I have literally never finished anything in November that was worth publishing. Right? Yeah, no, never. And that's just because November when I was a grad student was hopeless. And when I'm as a teacher, it's, the kids are off the chain. And I don't know, it's been a whole mess the last couple of years. I'm hopeful maybe this year. I have never really committed to April. So there's 2 other events. There's April and July, and those are Camp NaNoWriMo. And Camp NaNoWriMo is a little bit looser. You tend to set your own goals. You can write chapters. You can work on stuff in progress because technically November, you're supposed to start a new project. I don't follow that rule. I don't believe in rules, but it runs in April and it's July. April's never worked for me because I was a grad student, and anybody who's a college student, especially in humanities, that April does not belong to you. It belongs to the school. You have the papers and the exams and the classes and just like the ball of stress that is being a graduate student. So 2020 was actually the first year I tried it, and we tried writing book 3. It didn't work. For lots of reasons that we won't get into here, because you can go and look at that in book 3's vlog. I'll remember to link it at some point. Maybe, I don't know. It's here on the channel somewhere. I have to clean up the channel a bit. So July has always worked for me. I have actually won every single July for the last 4 years. This will be the 5th year I've done it. And every year I've worked on Mad World. So, I'm hoping 5th time is a charm, because if I don't finish this series, I am going to set myself on fire. Just letting you know. All right. The other thing, so that's what Camp NaNoWriMo is. It is like you set your own goals, and it's always during the months, but there are 30 days. So April, I tried it this year and I made it about 25K, and I actually like what I wrote I wrote a different project. That's a whole other series. I haven't even done a vlog for that. We are going to work on Mad World. So Mad World book 4 is currently slated to be 35 chapters. It may be a couple less. It'll probably end up being more. This final book is gargantuan because it has everything. And if it gets split into 2 books, I really am just like, this is my window right here. I'm going to go right out of it because I'm just like so ready to be done this series. I really am. So I have set a preliminary word count goal of about 200K. It'll probably be more than that, because if I have 35 chapters, I usually average between 4 and 6K for the word count. So I've set it, it's at 5. So 200,000 words would be kind of right in the ballpark. I'm not going to write that in 1 month. That would be insane. I mean, it's not that I couldn't, because like it's 6K a day, and that's like writing a chapter a day. So I'm going to tell you that I could if I pushed myself. Not going to do that. I'm already in therapy for anxiety and stress, and I'm not here to create more for myself. And just like how my cat is just sitting here very statuesque, like I am on camera, and I am happy with this. Anyway, so for Camp NaNoWriMo, I have set a goal of 100,000 words. I'd like to be halfway down the story at the end of July 31st. I think that's a very doable goal. We are starting with chapter 76. It goes to chapter 110. The first 76 chapters are, of course, in the first three books. So I'm hoping I'd like to be around chapter 90 by the time we finish. That's the goal. You know, I'd like to write at least to there. I might write more than that. It'd be great. Especially, you know, if I get into a groove, when I get into a groove and I have been able to do it on Mad World, I turn out the chapters every day. And if I turned out a chapter every day for the rest of the month, we would be close to being finished. I'm not saying that won't happen. Like, I've met me. Sometimes I can do that and not feel stressed, particularly in the summer when I don't have a lot going on. I will be writing curriculum this summer, so that's something that's new on my plate. But I have written 77,000 words in 3 weeks. So, like, I am quite capable of doing this. However, I'm not going to push myself to finish the draft in 1 month. What I am going to do is I'm going to push myself to finish the first half. I've set a goal of August 31st for the first draft. And that's why if you go on the website, which I will show off in a minute, I have set 2 goals for this. I've set a Camp NaNoWriMo goal, which I'll be doing. And I've set a just a draft goal. So, you know, there's that. All right. So actually, let me pull that up right now. I didn't actually have that window open. So, all right. And I will show you where I am, you know, where I am with that. So let me do this. Oop, hold on. Sorry. I'm still learning this software. So, okay, add the stream. Okay. All right. So here is the website. And the section what I'm talking about, like I've added trackers. So here is what am I doing? And I actually have to fix this because it's missing some old links. So I am drafting July 2021. That's this month. I am drafting For the Broken Girl Book 2. That's still soundtracking. We are writing Book 4. And then if we go down here, the in progress books. So Book 4, NaNoWriMo. Phase 1, it's broken into 4 weeks. So each week I'm going to be setting a goal of 25,000 words. In 6 days, I have to do, I'm actually about halfway there. So I've got about 15,000 words left to do over the next 6 days. And then down here is Mad World Book 4. Alpha draft, I am done about 5% of the alpha draft. So that sounds about right. So that's where if you want to track my word count as I go, this will give you a rough idea of what I'm doing. Here's my Instagram that I never update anymore. So that's Sasha. All right. So if, you know, and I will also, of course, be blogging about it. And I will also be keeping everybody kind of in the mix. All right. We're kind of cutting it close, so I'm going to finish up. But just letting you know how the first few days went. The good news about the way that last summer worked out is, as I've said a couple of times, the DNA on Book 4 is actually what was supposed to be Book 3. Book 1 was the Panic Room storyline and the immediate aftermath, and we did that. And Book 2 was a serial rapist storyline, which was my original idea for Mad World before I tacked on Book 1 to do the Panic Room. And then Book 3 was supposed to be We Deal with Rick, which is, of course, the only thing I ever knew. And I had anticipated starting it in January of 2004, right after Jason and Elizabeth get married. And we were going to deal with Rick and the end of Elizabeth's pregnancy. And so I wrote pretty much all of that. And as I was writing it, I'm like, it just wasn't working. And I realized I needed more of, I needed more between where I had ended Book 2 in November and where I had started Book 3 in January. I needed more chapters. And so I added 15 chapters and I wrote all that and I loved it. But then I just realized I need more. It needs more expansion. And so it ended up being Book 3 ended up being slotted right where, you know, I had originally wanted, you know, so Book 4 is what it always meant to be. It's just like, it's a different number. So a lot of Book 4 is sort of written yes and no. I also re-envisioned Book 4 as I wrote because I don't make life easy for myself. There are pieces that I can use. There are entire scenes that I can edit. There are chunks of dialogue. There are pieces that are useful. And I will be making use of that. And that is going to make the writing faster. I'm very happy about that. In fact, some of the 10K, I would say about 3K of that was already written. But I am counting it because I had to go through, I had to reread it, I had to clean it up, and it probably still needs another read through. When I go through for the beta draft, I'll be smoothing it out a little bit more. But there's about, I would say, maybe 15 to 20K of the story that I can pull out, and that is going to make my life a lot easier. I'm looking forward to making those changes. I'm looking forward to pulling out. And if you want to read the draft I have as it is now, I will be posting the messy old book for my Patreons at some small level. I can't decide which level yet. I'll let you know when that happens. All right. So very sorry if this first video was a little mess. We're just coming back after a 7-month off. So to recap, we talked about what is Camp NaNoWriMo, what are my goals for Mad World, and then we also talked about how it's going so far. Because it is Camp NaNoWriMo, I do want to do these a little bit more often. Normally I would check in maybe once a week, but because it's Camp NaNoWriMo and I have this new streaming thing that's a lot easier, I can just leave everything all set up, I will be definitely checking in more often. The last thing I want to go over before we close out is I want to show off the website, because if you haven't really been on the website, maybe you don't know everything we have to offer. So let me talk to you guys about what we have to offer. So let's go back over. Here is the website. I will never change it because this is literally the best graphic I have ever made in my whole life. And then here is our website. So book 3 has been online since October 6th. So if you missed it, here it is. And then we have our inspiration and dedication. So I talked a little bit about reading the old version of Mad World, and then the dedication to basically to my Patreons, because you guys keep the lights on. And then timeline and settings. So if you have not dug into Mad World and you want a recap of like the big stuff from 02 and 03, which is when the book is set, and also some changes and adjustments I've made. I also have a media. So because Mad World is now 3 books in, we have a lot more to talk about. So I have some soundtracks. I also have some vlog series, and there's probably more I haven't finished. The vlogs, I have not been dedicating a lot of time to the channel lately. And then we have characters, and this is actually mostly done, I think. Yeah, so it has the characters as they start, and it has the descriptions. I do want to go through and add new, updated updated cast pictures, because I think that I just don't like them. I think I want them bigger. I don't know. I need to clean up the HTML. It's hard to tell. And then I actually have a couple of sections. So if you are looking for the series, what I have here is I have a synopsis, which I haven't actually written a series synopsis yet. You can actually read books 1 and 2 together already. I haven't added book 3 in yet. That's on my list of things to do, but Scrivener and I are having a fight about ebooks. And then I also have a table of contents for the series so far. So chapters 1 through 19, 20 through 50, and then 51 through 75, and then book 4 will be here. So this has the entire table of contents. And then if you want to leave a review for the entire trilogy, you can do that here. So the trilogy as it exists, 1 through 3, nobody's left anybody. That's okay. And then you have the same sections for all 3 of the books. And of course, book 4 has a synopsis. I don't know if you guys have read it. We can go over it real quick. So the city of Port Charles weathered many scandals and tragedies in 2003, from the nearly tragic kidnapping of Carly Corinthos and attempted murder of Elizabeth Weber, to the serial rapist that stalked the city for months, leaving victims broken and shattered in his wake. The PCPD, having sworn to protect the city, faltered when they learned one of their own was the villain all along. A few months later, the city tries to recover, but they should be careful what they wish for. Rick Lansing still haunts the dreams and memories of the people he damaged. Has he really left Port Charles behind for good? So Dante Falconeri breaks under the weight of family secrets and his own weaknesses. Kelsey Joyce wants to find out who murdered her father, no matter what the cost. Carly Corinthos just wants to move on with her life and keep her family safe. And Elizabeth Morgan wants to forget that Rick Lansing ever existed as she awaits the birth of her son. It's time to close the book on this mad, mad, mad world. All right. That's your synopsis. I have to update this because obviously winter 2020 did not happen. So that's the plan. So let me know what you guys think. I'm looking forward to you guys reading this sometime in the fall. I will leave you guys there. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.